welcome to another episode of the Dragon Yawn. I'm Seafood Mike, and I'm coming to you from the mats at Tactical Kung Fu and Mixed Martial Arts located in Durham, North Carolina. Now, this particular Dragon Yawn is a little different than what I've done before. As you can already tell, I have no Robert. Nope, just me. Alright, and I'm actually just introducing the actual Dragon Yawn that I filmed yesterday at a place called the Black Bamboo Pavilion. Okay, that's located in Pittsburgh, North Carolina, which is like 30-minute drive from where I'm at here. And that's because I was interviewing somebody. So I like to do interviews. I like to interview high-ranking martial artists. And this guy is like the best interview I think I'll ever have, right? He fits the definition of my absolute favorite crazy old man. Alright, love him to death. He is amazing. He's basically like the Chuck Norris of Tai Chi. Okay, if Chi were the Force, he'd be Yoda. Right? He even has like the stick, the little stick. And in fact, I'll be perfectly honest, during this interview, I thought he was going to hit me with it a couple times, but he didn't, because he's awesome like that, right? Hands down, dude is awesome, very knowledgeable about a lot of things, all right? So knowledgeable and so awesome that he doesn't come to you. You have to go to him, right? You have to do everything on his terms. So we were filming in the Black Bamboo Pavilion, and really it was just this video is an equipment test, right? I've done these with Robert before. Back when we first started Dragon On, I went to his location to kind of set up my gear and stuff and see how well everything works. And it turns out it worked beautifully, right? And he started talking and telling a story, which is really what I was there for, is to hear this guy tell his stories because they're awesome. I've heard them before. I want you guys to hear them, and we're going to be doing a whole series of interviews where you get to hear his take on everything, his story, his history, all that awesome stuff. Because honestly, man, if there was ever a person that Hollywood should make a movie about, it'd be him, right? It's just good stuff. Very good stuff. In fact, as we were filming, all right, as I'm just testing this stuff out, he started to tell one of his stories, and he's like a jukebox, man. You put a quarter in that machine, you gotta listen to the whole song, right? And so this video is like a little 20, I say little, it's 20 minutes, it's like 25-ish minutes of him telling one of his amazing and awesome stories. And you can think of this as kind of like a teaser for the interviews that we're going to be doing, and anyone who's been in his classes will tell you that a 20-minute story is a teaser. Okay, dude's got a lot of stories, and he's very detailed. Like I said, super knowledgeable. Okay, love the dude. And so I wanted to set up this clip because it didn't start off as a Dragon Yawn, right? Didn't introduce myself or anything like that. Didn't introduce him. Okay, and the thing is, just like Cher and Bono, he only goes by one name, and that's LaoMa. Alright, and we'll go into detail later about his name and all that stuff, but just setting this thing up so you guys know his name is LaoMa. I'm in the Black Bamboo Pavilion. Really cool place. I have links and everything to their site and everything. They have a Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. But I wanted to, like I said, set up this clip because we're in a pavilion. It's awesome. It's patterned after the pavilion that he learned in China. Okay, again, I'll let him tell all that stuff, but because it's a pavilion, we're outside, and it was like 40 degrees out there, so we're bundled up, man, because both of us are very skinny people. Okay, we're very small. In fact, I think if you were to combine our weights, it would be like 275 pounds. I mean, we're on the small side, guys, and neither of us takes kindly to cold weather, and so we're just bundled up like mad. I think if you look closely, you can even see our breath because it's like 40 degrees outside, right? And we're outside, and I'm actually pulling a Michael Jackson. I got one glove on because I can't operate my equipment with the gloves on, so I got one hand operate equipment, the other hand totally gloved up and staying warm. So there's that aspect. There's also the other aspect of the microphone that I'm using is extremely sensitive. So sensitive, in fact, that whenever I do a dragging on here at Tactical Kung Fu, I got to make sure nobody's here. Okay? Nobody. Because the thing is, it picks up everything. Alright? You can be 40 feet away in our lobby and pass gas, and it will pick that up. We won't smell it, thank God, but we'll definitely hear it. So it's incredibly sensitive, and because the pavilion is actually built next to his house, he's also having built a shed. I mean, he calls it a shed. It's really big. It's nice. It's gonna be cool, but you can hear the construction guys working on that. So like they're banging nails and everything. They sound like they're right there. They're not. They're way far off. It's just my microphone is awesome. It's very picks up everything. It's makes it so I don't have to speak as loudly, and he doesn't have to speak as loudly. Even though like the acoustics on that place is freaking awesome. Like I said, whole thing, audio, visual, it was so good, and the story is so good. I was like, I gotta post this, man. I've gotta share this epicness with everybody, right? And so that is the kind of context of this video, right? Because context is key, all right? It's going to be the biggest thing ever. It changes the game on everything, so you have to have the correct context. So that's what this is, putting this out there as like a tease. Like I said, more to come, okay? So hope you guys enjoyed. It's me and LaoMa.
My sojourn in China. See these pictures up on the wall? Yeah, I'm going to show you those before you leave, just to give you an idea. But there's a pavilion in China. There's his death, his funeral, basically.
Okay.
And I'm giving a speech about my relationship with him the past year and a half. And most of these are his students. Anyway, that one right in the middle, underneath the big one. The big one, I'm at, on his left-hand side in a formal portrait on his 91st birthday. And that the group there is his most senior students. And I had no business being there. No
You're
business.
There.
Huh?
But you're there.
He wanted me there.
Yeah.
Because that's how important I was to him. I don't mean I was important, but in his martial art life, at the end of it, right at the end of it, this crazy, strange foreigner who didn't know shit from nothing about anything came into it. And he just thought he was just tickled pink with me all the time. I had two women fighting over me. And I thought, oh Christ, I've lost it. You know, I've lost my dream. And I would call this my dream come true. That's what I call this.
Right.
Because I had a dream from the 70s, basically from the Kung Fu movie, the David Carradine TV show, of going to China and studying with a master on a mountain in a temple. You know, and the master had a long white beard. I mean, that was rolling in my mind all the time. I went there, and in 3 days that came true. When I went to teach English in a university. It was a small little town, actually. It was part of a big city, but it was a small part. When I got there, after all the traveling and all this and that, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, that's what Violet would do.
Yeah. So.
But going back, you need somebody. You need students. If you're going to teach, you need students.
Yeah, you're not a teacher if you don't have students.
You don't have students. And if you have a student that, I don't know, is disabled, and you said, geez, I never taught a disabled person before, but okay, let's try it. And then you find out, oh wow, this is really great. I gotta go pull everything out that I know and figure out how I can get this across to this person. Well, that's what it was for him with me, because I didn't speak Chinese, I mean, little tiny Chinese. I had a translator who joined to. We're still friends today.
Okay.
And so I send this woman and her family stuff every month. Been doing it for 30 years. Because they're just regular folks, they're not rich people.
Right.
They're not rich by Chinese. Oh, they're poor now. They're worse because Chinese now standards. There are billionaires in China. Well, no billionaires when I lived there, not at all. It's changed very much. And anyway, so that top one, that's me not deserving to be there except for him, and he insisted on it. And it was a great night. We had a banquet. Had about a good 100 people. All of his senior students, doctors, and because one of the students there, his senior students, it was his first. He opened up a clinic, and it was the first free clinic, and that means without government control. But they still have government control.
Right.
But it wasn't a government clinic.
So like a medical clinic.
Yeah, it's like an acupuncture. You go to an acupuncture clinic.
Yeah.
The first one in Wuhan ever was, well, at least since the revolution, 50, 60 years or something. And so we had these doctors, these other, and you can look at them and see they're different. They just look different than ordinary Chinese. You can see in the picture up here. You can tell the martial art people, and you can tell the doctors in that. But the picture underneath it is at Chairman Mao's birthplace in Shaoshan.
That's the one that has all the people in it.
All the people in it. And that group of people, they were minority Americans. And I went to China for 4 months and toured minority areas with this group of American minorities at the request of the Chinese government. So we had, and it was the last year of the Cultural Revolution. So we saw the Red Guards, and all that stuff, except it was beautiful for us. We were flown around, and we were driven in vans, but we had a great time. We spent time on you've heard of the.
Real quick, going back to, because one of the things that I will be able to do is that I'll play the ignorant person, and I'll ask the questions that everyone else might have on their mind. So you went to teach English. Did your instructor speak English, or did you have to use a translator for this?
No, the kids in China, there are more English-speaking people in China than all of the English world put together.
I can believe it.
Yeah, it's true.
There's
1 billion people, number one.
It's my first language, and I can't say half of it.
Yeah. I can't speak English, and they didn't actually. I didn't teach English because I don't know English. No, you do, right? But what they wanted, because they're students, they learn ABCs in grade school, and they know English better than any of us know, as far as grammar is concerned, as far as proper usage is concerned, all that stuff. What they don't know is they don't know English, American idioms. They don't know how to speak normal. So they hired me because they wanted someone just like me.
To come in and screw them all up, basically.
Get them all up. Oh, okay. First thing we're going to do, students, today is get your notebooks out. We're going to talk about shit, okay? And the first page is just put shit up on the top. S-H-I-T. Okay? What the shit's going on here? That's what they want.
Yeah.
So,
what would it be like your Tai Chi instructor? Did he speak English? So
that 91-year-old man, hell no.
No. Okay. So
No.
how did you guys communicate? Translator?
That's what I had a translator, and it was a woman, and there was a guy who just wanted to be with me. His name was Liang Guozhen, and he was a hustler. And I mean, this guy was a hustler anywhere in the world. And I seen him back down security men. I seen it with my own eyes. And he pulled out fake IDs. See this? Shut up! Shut up! And they go, oh, security guy. I mean, the FBI guys. This kid was absolutely. We could go anywhere in this big ass city. No refrigeration. No refrigeration. To speak of. I said, Jen, I really like a goddamn cold beer. He'd get up, he'd go out to the restaurant. We were in a restaurant. He'd go out, he'd come back about 10, 15 minutes later, he'd have a cold beer. I said, where'd you get it? He said, why you want to know that? You didn't need to know that.
Yeah, yeah.
You wanted a beer, here it is.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was absolutely too fucking much. But he didn't do martial art, but he was there a lot. But he was in and out. No, the thing was for him to teach me without being able to speak to me.
Gotcha.
This what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what he had to do was, for instance,
that's a whole nother level.
For him, yeah. And I could see it. I could see his eyes. I could just see him go, "Oh yeah, this is what I'll do. This is what we'll do." Because he couldn't speak. See, he could tell everyone else what to do. He could say, okay, gongbu, okay, you strike him, but he had to show me. He'd have to, boom, and say, okay, there's one, there's another one.
Right.
And you go, oh yeah, okay. So when you strike, it's not that, it's that. So you go, through. Well, that was great for me, because I was like right, when he had a class, I was right up front with him. And he would show on me to them, but he would show me, because he couldn't say, this is what we're doing.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying before. You get to a point, you love martial art. And I love martial art. In 1975, I had government jobs, regular in America. I said, no, because there's always the assholes above you, and there's always the assholes below you. And I said, fuck it, I want my own. I want to teach Tai Chi. I want to learn Tai Chi, and I want to teach Tai Chi. And and with that went along, well, I want to learn in a certain way, because I want to go to China where it is. And I don't care what Asian martial art you do, Filipino art, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, you got to go there and you got to study there, because the culture is as much a part of the martial art as anything else. The language is as much a part. I have one Saturday a month where we do calligraphy. I took you in my calligraphy studio.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
When you learn about those strokes and what they mean, they're picture words, and there's depth within them, there's meaning within meaning within meaning of those Chinese characters. You can't just translate word for word like we do in English.
Right.
You got to go there and you got to learn things. And I'm telling you, my 3 years there, I learned stuff from him that was priceless. And other teachers, I had other teachers too, particularly after he died. But I'm telling you, to be absorbed in that culture. What we teach here with Kung Fu, we teach American Kung Fu. We do not teach Chinese Kung Fu. Even if a Chinese is teaching us, we're learning American. And how many people go there and study? Now, a lot of them now, they go and they study in the National Institute of Culture. And that's the sports universities.
Right.
Well,
is that the Kyushu?
Huh?
The Kyushu National Arts?
Well, Goshu, yeah. But there are two ways of writing Chinese in English. It's called transliteration systems. I mean, there's more than two, but there's two that we're familiar with. See the TAICHICHUA on that black poster?
Yes.
That black one right there.
Yeah.
TAICHI. Well, the way that the system I use, that would be spelled TAIJIQUAN. Taiji, but it's pronounced Taiji Tran, Taiji Tran, Taiji Tran, Taiji Tran. Doesn't matter what the English is. That's for us.
Right.
What's for them is those characters on the side of it that go down. Those are the three characters for Taiji Tran. Tren is fist. Tai is great. Ji is extremes. ridge pose, what holds things up.
Right.
So Tai Chi is, it's hard to translate it, but it is, we translate it as the great ultimate martial art. And I don't know how accurate that is, but it really describes where Tai Chi is, because it is not a separate thing by itself. It's not a separate art by itself. Tai Chi is an extension of a long, long, long line of training. And you start training in external martial arts. I know I've had this conversation with you before, but you train in technique, and you have speed, and you have agility, you have youth. You do right now. That's why you can do. That's why you can do this in 28 classes at the same time, because you're young and you're enthused and you love it, and you can go on, and you're just on adrenaline, huh?
And coffee.
And coffee.
Lots of coffee. Lots and lots of coffee.
That's what I thought when you said that. I said, well, okay, he needs a little help. He needs a little outside help. Anyway, yeah, so but going back, that second picture is in front of Mao Zedong's birthplace. And that knocked me out, because that was a pilgrimage. I mean, to the Chinese people, they're the only ones that went there. We were a very unique group to be there. I'm black, Hispanic, I was an Indian. And it was, for us to be there, we were as much of an attraction everywhere we went as Mao's birthplace. But it was a place everyone had to go. In the city of Changsha, which is the capital city of Hunan province, where his birthplace is, his home is in Shaoshan, and that's, I don't know, let's say it's 50 miles away. All the Chinese had to go to Changsha. The only way you could travel is train. They built the most humongous, beautiful train station in the world. I mean, it just stretches. You go inside, and you can't see the ends of it.
Right.
Inside of it, because millions of people were going to his house, that place right there. There were millions. It looks like we were there all by ourselves, but there were millions of people at that day. But they kept them away from this camera site.
Okay, that's still a lot of people to. There's still a lot of people in.
A lot of people all around us. So, but he died the next year. This was 1975. He died in 1976, and when he died, no one went to Shaoshan anymore. Hell with Mao Zedong.
Yeah.
When he was living, he was a god. And he was, because he could snap his fingers and you're dead. Or you're raised up. You're raised up and put down.
Right.
You can point his, yeah, only gods can do that.
Yeah.
But gods don't die. They live in people's mind. Mao Zedong died. When he died, that became the biggest empty goddamn train station in the world. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, that showed me so much, that one picture. But that one on top of it, living there and studying there and seeing what this art is, what our art is to the Chinese people, and then finding out kind of where Tai Chi fits, because it's like a continuum. And it's sort of, to me, it revolves, and it just keeps going. It's not like there's Kung Fu here, and there's Taekwondo here, and there's the stick fighting here, and there's Tai Chi here. It's not that, no, that's here in America. That's here in America. In China, it's all one thing. So they don't call it Tai Chi. They don't say, oh, are you studying Tai Chi, Chan? No, they say you're studying Wushu. You're studying martial art. So it's all martial art, you see? We don't know that. And we don't know that because we haven't had that experience there. And I had the unique experience. I'm not patting myself on the back, except it all happened so serendipitously. I was there 3 days, and all of a sudden I met this man on a mountain. I have the first picture I took of him, and he was teaching a sword form. Because he was teaching it there, when I joined him, I jumped into that class. So I had to audition doing Tai Chi. I had to perform Tai Chi, so I did a hand for him. And he said, well, when he accepted me, and I mean, it was the most glorious day of my life. I was so stunned by it, but because it went boom, boom, boom. This young guy that I met in the street, he said, I'll take you up on him. He said, what are you doing here? And I said, well, I'm trying to find Tai Chi, but this little park, these people don't. I just want to go home now.
Right.
He said, oh no, you come tomorrow here, 5 o'clock in the morning, I'll take you up on the mountain. He said, that's where they play Tai Chi and other martial arts. And he was a musician. This kid wasn't a martial artist, but I met him there. He took me up. We walked on this little narrow path that dropped off, and there's the pavilion here, and that's the pavilion. These pictures over here.
Okay.
And that this is my reconstruction of this little place right here. Is my reconstruction of that place that I spent so many wonderful hours. And anyway, I turned and I looked in that pavilion, and there was Ye. He was doing sword with some women, and I just took a picture of him. So 2 days later, this young man, his name was Shen Danbu, he says to me, I was just doing Tai Chi by myself. I thought it was by myself, but everybody in this, and it was like this. It was up in the hill, it's like this, except over there was one group, over here was another group, over here was another group. And they're little cleared areas and shit,
Right.
And they all had their eye on me, which I didn't know. I thought, oh, this is wonderful because I'm a foreigner. I can come here. I can just do this.
Right.
This one guy, while I was doing Tai Chi, these first 2 days, this guy came and he did Bagua Zhang. Bagua is circular. So he did this circular movement around me. I thought, Jesus Christ, this is so wonderful. Here I'm doing this, and this guy comes up, and I don't interfere with him. And then I found out he's crazy. and he followed me after, that same time, maybe that same week, he followed me from the mountain down into the city. And he was hollering at me. And he was hollering, what the fuck? And I was with a guy, and this guy said, I said, what is he doing all about? He said, I gotta go. And he took off, the guy that was with me, who was actually studying with me. He was scared because this guy, what he was saying was, I found out later, he was saying, this is an imperialist spy. And we've got to hang him. We got to do this.
Wow.
Oh God, it was horrible.
He was like, yeah, I like you too.
That's what I do, but then I tried to shake him. So I just started walking faster, and he's walking behind me faster, and then the crowd comes, and then pretty soon there is hundreds of people following us all through this city. We would cross the street, and the traffic would stop because there were all these people. They were jumping up and down to look at because he's behind me all the way, following me step for step. If I did this, he did that. And I didn't know where I was. I was only there for a week or so. I didn't know where the hell I was after a while because I just lost myself. And I thought, oh shit. But I finally saw, oh, this looks familiar. This looks like where I live. I live up on a mountain in a Buddhist temple. Oh, that looks like where I live. Oh, but the school is over here. Okay, I'm going to shoot to this school. So I shot into the school. And anyway, that's how I got rid of the guy. But it was, in fact, I walked right into the superintendent's office of the school. This was a finance and economic university. I walked right into him. This guy's he's still behind me hollering. The president looks at me and says, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. This guy's following me. He said, he's crazy, I said, no, but get him away from me, please. Anyway, shit, see. Woo, okay.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Good 25-minute test. Alright guys, so there you have it. That was the whole interview, or the test essentially, to making sure everything goes right. Alright, I'm going to be having a whole lot more of these. Alright, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is the tease. Okay, lots more detailed stuff, giving you all the information and answering all the questions that you didn't even know you had. Right. Alright, that's what we do, is we answer questions that nobody's asking, right? So, but no, seriously, gonna have more of these. They were awesome. It was fun to do, even though it was cold. We braved through the cold and gave you a really good clip. I hope you guys enjoy it. And there's gonna be more, lots more. He's got a whole lot of really cool stories. It's awesome stuff. And be sure to check out this channel. Okay, so subscribe to the videos. You got like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell, all that kind of stuff. I got a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all tkfmma. Okay, got a website, tkfmma.com. See if there's a theme going here. I'm also going to be posting links to their website, okay, blackbamboopavilion.com. They also have a Twitter and Facebook, and I think they even have a YouTube channel, so maybe this video will be on their YouTube channel as well, so you get it in two places. Alright, hope you guys are doing well, and I'm gonna jet out. Thank you for watching this. Like I said, gonna be a whole lot more to come, man, so stick around for another episode of the Dragon Yawn, because we got a whole bunch more, man. Not just me talking, but now got LaoMa talking. LaoMa's awesome. Alright guys, take it easy, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Alright, bye!